So if you're like the person that wants to plan the year and make sure that they want to achieve their goals and whatever the tasks and objectives that they've set for themselves, this video is for you. I'm kind of like the person. I want to make sure that I am planned and I know what I need to do, but it's just sometimes that whatever the plans that you've set doesn't really happen. You set all the due dates, your Google calendars, your iPhone calendars, whatever your system would be, but you have all those processes and systems just somehow do not able to achieve any of those. That happened for me as well. So what I did was I created a 3-level system. So the first one is physically blocking your time. So time blocking is obviously an understood term. You go to your Google calendar or whatever the calendars that you're using and you just block a chunk of time in it. What the difference in this is physical blocking of time. When you have blocks in your digital calendars, our brain does not really register that there is a blocked time for doing something. For example, if someone needs to go to gym after 5, the clock will struck at 5, you'll have a notification, but you just won't go because your mind hasn't registered that this is the time for that activity, and that's where the physical blocking of time comes in. So what I do is I write it down on a sticky note that this is my highlight of the day, this is what I need to do, and then put it up on my monitor. That just helps my mind subconsciously because it's going to keep on looking at it the entire day. At that point my mind would know, and there's not going to be a internal struggle, that the chances of me going to the gym would be very high. And so the next one is looking at the entire week as a horizon. In this you are just going to look at 1 week and you're going to draw a piece of paper, put up your physical grid of your calendar. So again, the same kind of theme of physical rather than more digital, because when you write it down your brain kind of acts as if you've made a commitment to yourself, and that physically writing it down adds a bit more emphasis and a bit more weight to what you're going to do and what you're going to achieve. Carrying on from the example from the level 1 where we had to go to gym at 4 or 5 days a week. So on Monday we had to go, but we weren't just feeling like going. So what we did was we had a week of horizon, so we know that we need to go 4 to 5 days, but on Monday we weren't able to go, so we will strike it off on Monday, and then the remaining week we will make sure that we're going to go. So once you strike that off, instantly your brain would have that expectation set that look, I've not gone on Monday and I've let whatever was taking more precedence over my plan, but now the remaining days I have to make sure that I go, and you've made that commitment and your brain would expect that this is going to happen. Then the third is reminders. There's nothing physical about it. Whenever the clock would have struck whatever the time would be on the dial on the calendar, I would have just snoozed it. So what I did was I created a bunch of alarm before and after as a reminder for myself. So 2 before, a couple of them after. It has helped me that okay, if one of them out, the second one and the chances of me snoozing the third one would be lower because my brain would register that look, this activity needs to happen. Whatever the feeling you would have been feeling at that point, the first and the second one would act as a first line of defense. So the overall conclusion in all of this is we just need to be intentional and present with what is happening and how you feel. If you need more tips and tricks of how you can be the better version of yourself, just hit the subscribe button or the follow button.